And it's Ken Kraetzer for Sons of the American Legion Radio here at Iona College, where the Gales have broken a losing streak. Very unusual for them. They lost 3 games in a row on the road at Rhode Island, 2 games out in the Las Vegas tournament, and came back tonight with a 77-70 win over Drexel, a game where they led 41-28 at the half, but Drexel came back strong in the second half, made it very competitive, forced Iona to make foul shots down the stretch, and Ivan Muhammad, the guard, was able to do that for Iona. So the Gales get a win before they go into their conference play. They'll be 5-6. Not what people expected with a team with A.J. English. Of course, he's been out hurt the last 4 or 5 games after he broke a finger actually, and so he is still day to day or game to game. We talked to Coach Tim Cluse after the game, and he really didn't have an update for us. And Cedric Casimir also out, the top guard as a freshman last year, has been out with a groin injury, and Kelvin Ameo has also been out with a knee injury. So they're hoping to have the players back, one or more of them back, for the conference season, which starts on Saturday up at Quinnipiac in Connecticut, a very competitive team. And everyone's going to be looking for Iona. Iona's really been on the top of the conference in the Metro Atlantic during the regular season the last 5 years, really, under Coach Tim Cluse. And so everyone's looking at this as an opportunity to maybe catch Iona while A.J. English may be out, and Cedric Casimir and Kelvin Ameo. So we'll see what happens on Saturday. But it's really made a lot of adjustments for Tim Cluse and the coaching staff for the Gales on players to go in. But we've really seen some strong play, certainly by Isaiah Williams, the senior. Has tonight had 10 rebounds, 19 points, and 6 assists. Very well-rounded game. He's really having to pick up the slack for Iona. But his best mode is really the outside shot, and he was driving the lane a bit today. But then we saw that Deshani Moosh had 11 points, and Jihad Proctor, who's been a very consistent player for a freshman for Iona, had 10 tonight along with 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Iona did well in rebounds, 36-34 over Drexel. And then coming off the bench, Jordan Washington played 18 minutes, but had 15 minutes in that span. So I think we're going to see more of Jordan Washington. Is a very strong player, very consistent, knowledgeable on the court, got good court sense. So we're going to see more of him as the season progresses. We go into the conference schedule on Saturday up at Quinnipiac. Taylor Bessick just had 7 minutes, although he started, no points. And Ricky McGill got in, the freshman guard, got 7 minutes in the game today and had 4 points. Also, Aaron Roundtree came off the bench, and he had 8 points in 27 minutes and 4 rebounds. Free throw shooting almost became an Achilles heel for Iona. Just 15 of 28, 53%, and that couldn't put the game at risk. But Ivan Muhammad was able to come through with his free throws at the end, which making 3 of 4, which really helped ice the game in his 8 points. He had 36 minutes playing time today. Very high energy player for Iona, Ivan Muhammad, and he's been mostly a backup, but again, with 2 of the starting guards out, he's stepped up to really perform for the Gales, and is a kind of game player that you have confidence in handling the ball in a big spot. So the Gales, came back from a difficult stretch going out to the game at Rhode Island, where they made the huge comeback to tie the game at the end, send it into overtime, and then they did lose 79-74. And then the 2 losses out in Las Vegas versus Cal Santa Barbara, 80-76, and versus Akron 78-74. So we saw it today. I was actually up at the Army-Monmouth game, and Army won that one. So Monmouth is mortal. I mean, although they've had some terrific wins over teams like UCLA, Notre Dame, and Rutgers and Georgetown. It's quite a notable stretch. But I know everyone is looking forward to the matchup with Monmouth, which will be on January 15th here at the Heinz Center. And then we'll be out at Monmouth in February. So those are a couple of games. That'll be on the 19th of February. But then again, down the stretch, last year, Iona defeated Monmouth in the semifinals of the MAC tournament, and their coach really said at the time, just watch out for them next year, that they will be ready. They'll improve their game and gone to another level. And they certainly proved it with the resume of games that they've won this year. Really positioned themselves to perhaps get into the NCAA tournament should they not win the MAC conference, based on the success, really extraordinary success they've had. So anyway, we'll be looking forward to that game January 15th. Get your tickets, because it's going to be a big matchup. It's going to be on national television on one of the ESPN networks. So finish out the 2015 portion of the Iona Gale schedule, and they're 5-6. Obviously, Iona plays a lot of their non-conference schedule games on the road, where basically they're playing at bigger houses, bigger arenas, and in tournaments where they can play some of the top teams from around the country. And just this year, it's so frustrating when you don't have your best players and you're going out on bigger stages like the Las Vegas event. They were out not having A.J. English, not having Cedric Casimir, players that everybody in college basketball have heard about and want to see play. So hopefully they'll be back soon. We don't know if it'll be Saturday or not, but it's apparently day-to-day, and so we'll see what happens with that. So it should be an exciting year of Iona College basketball in the conference schedule in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. Iona's won last 2 years the outright regular season title, but lost to Manhattan in the championship game. So matchups with a young Manhattan team will be always high energy, to say the least. So it's going to be fun as we go through the winter stretch, and look forward to spring. Will be the MAC tournament and another opportunity for the NCAA tournament. And if A.J. English is back playing like he did before he broke his finger, and Cedric Casimir comes back, and of course Kelvin Ameo with his aggressive basketball, all a plus, Iona has another good shot at an NCAA tournament bid. So look forward to all that. So for Sons of the American Legion Radio, this is Ken Kraetzer.